right, Melzario Design here. So, drawing here on my Wacom Cintiq using Sketchbook Pro. There are several programs available, and got Photoshop, Corel Drawing, Illustrator, Sketchbook. So it's preference at the end of the day. Right now, I'm using Sketchbook Pro. Sketchbook Pro is nice and quick. And for me, my computer, it doesn't lag as much. I have to upgrade my RAM, so for what I'm using, Sketchbook Pro is ideal here. Anyway, we're going over something simple. We're doing perspective. A lot of people take it for granted when they draw, but perspective is very important. So right now, I'm just showing you guys how to work out perspective. Okay, I'm using a simple cube to give you guys an idea of what I mean here when it comes to perspective. When you are doing perspective, you want to keep your lines converging. Now, if you're doing like an isometric drawing, that's a little different. But you're doing a 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective, then you want to keep your lines converging. So that's what we're working on here. What I mean by that is we add another layer here. So when your lines converge, they're at a certain point off the page, your lines are going to meet, right? Eventually, the more exaggerated the view or the perspective, the sooner your lines will meet. So instead of your lines meeting off the page, they can actually meet on the page. So that means if you were to take your lines and draw them out, let's say to like that. Let's see, let me move this out the way. So you guys see what I mean? Eventually your lines are going to meet. In this case, it's going to meet off the page, off the screen. The same thing will happen going that way too. So just keeping that in mind. Now, once you get perspective down, I'm going to show you guys what you'll be able to draw. So we're going to do something simple. We're going to draw a phone. It's not really a specific brand or whatever, it's just a phone, right? So with perspective, we're using the same thing. We're drawing a box here. Rectangle, let's just say a rectangle. Right? Same thing, your center line is somewhere over here. Something like that. And then, so you got your box. Now we're going to turn down the opacity. So now we start drawing. Now you can do it freehand or you can cheat. It depends on what you feel like doing at the moment. But right now we're going to cheat because I want to show y'all something. Okay. Okay. All right. Now you got your perspective, whatever. So we're gonna sharpen up some of these lines. That's what I meant by cheating. Doing freehand is cool, but when you have the tools available, then why not? So we're just gonna sharpen up some of these lines here, and then do the same thing. Okay. Same thing there. We just okay. Okay. All right. So we got our perspective down for our phone. So now we're going to use our pencil here and put in some of the details. That's our charging port. A little charging port there. That's for little speakers. Little speaker grill. Okay. All right. Phones, for some reason, a lot of companies are deciding, hey, we're going to X out the audio port, but I don't want to do that just yet. So we got a audio port there. Okay. And then going to put a couple buttons over here. This would be like our power button. So same thing, we're going to zoom in. So that's our little power button. And then, let's see. Normally it's a camera for taking selfies. So we're going to put a couple lens there. That's for our little selfie camera. And then now we're going to use our tool again, our ruler. And then the same thing down here. We're using, we're gonna have a home button. Go ahead, zoom in and show you what I'm doing. So you see, keeping perspective in mind, you can draw whatever, even the phone. Right, and then oops. There we go. All right, there you go. So something as simple as a phone. There you have it. So you even be able to put like a little background too. Typically in industrial design, we like to put some indication of a background. Normally it's abstract, it's not a literal background, but you know what I mean. There you have it. So it's just a simple drawing to get folks started on perspective or whatnot, and just showing what you can draw when you have all your perspective lines in check. Again, you want your lines to converge. And what happens is when your perspective is in check, your proportions kind of fill themselves out correctly on the page without much effort. As long as you have an idea of what you're drawing, everything to just kind of fall into place the way you want, as long as your perspective is good. If it's out of perspective, it just looks cartoony, it looks weird, and you know, people will be like, well, I can tell what it is, but it just look weird, you know. So this is just to show you guys what you can do when you just stick to the basics.